Into July we go here from this solstice that we've just been through, deeper into these heart fields that continue to open and expand. This is also going to, this month, open up that intuition, inner knowing, and your senses. We'll be talking more about that and how your brain is rewiring to break through some of these old patterns and habits, even generational struggles. So let's dive into this month's energy currents and opportunities. I'm Vita, your host from Mastering Alchemy. I'll be sharing the latest energy insights and opportunities so you can do more than navigate the current waves of energy, but thrive for those big gains. True to Mastering Alchemy form, we'll share how you can get the most out of these exponential shifts in consciousness. There's a lot of heart energy that's just going through this, and it is big stuff. It's all interconnected, and there's so much to talk about here. However, you're going to see how these previous month themes are going to be leading into this month's themes in July, and how that is going to continue to build and dig deeper each time as we move through these iterations and cycles of change. So let's talk about this first one. And this is all about the opportunity of opening up your intuition, your third eye, and inner senses. This is really about how they all interplay in creating this sense of knowing. And what even is the sense of knowing? What does that look like in your life? This is the flow. This is where you think of a friend and then they call you, where you go to the store and you're like, I'm going to buy some strawberries today. That sounds fun. And you buy strawberries, not really having a reason or a purpose, and come to get home, you maybe have a friend come stop by, and now you can enjoy strawberries and a nice cup of tea together. So it's kind of this sense of flow that sets you up for everything else that's yet to come. And it's such an enjoyable place as these kind of surprises come up and you're like, oh, I love how things come together. It's one of my favorite things that I love to enjoy personally, when those nuances and synchronicities all align. What you're also going to notice, though, in this space is not everything is always aligned. You might still be having or starting to have more awareness of when things are not aligned. And that doesn't mean that you are, say, creating the problem, but it does mean that you're becoming more aware if there is something that's in your space. And sometimes we're able to step into and go, oh, I need to pause. And yes, I need to adjust this before I move. But a lot of times what we're doing right now is actually just noticing, hey, there's a quiet knowing or a quiet voice or a quiet, I don't know if I should do that in the back of our spaces. And we're starting to be able to hear it a little bit better. So when you hear that pause and you're like, ooh, maybe I should wait here before and adjust that first box before putting things up on the shelf. Maybe I should do that first before trying to stick yet one more box up there. So when that happens, it's a helpful hint, but we're not always able to actually grab a hold of that thought and go, oh, let me actually pause. A lot of us sometimes have the habit of going through and just sticking the box up on the shelf anyways, not usually knowing. So we're hearing a lot more kind of like, I don't know, maybe this might look good, but we're not really actually able to act on it fully in that moment. And we'll just continue to do what we were already in motion of doing. That's why the how tip to get the most out of this and really developing and opening up that inner knowing and that third eye, getting that intuition all on the right page, is about going slow. And so that, of course, plays into our theme last month. In going slow here, this is going to create more opportunities and more awareness to open up. So if you do have that thought in the back of your head that comes, oh, maybe I should pause a little bit longer before I back out of my car or my driveway. Maybe I should just pause here, just even wander the grocery store and go slow in that way. That thought of, oh, I forgot to get the milk, will drop in before you get all the way through the checkout out to your car and go, oh, dang it. Now I got to go back in and go back through the whole process. You're going to start catching things earlier, but that slowness is going to allow you to help you to get out of these habitual patterns that we have of kind of just moving through spaces, of getting the to-do list done. So this is an important component as we kind of move slower this month to allow this really big rewiring of what's happening here. And it gives you the opportunity in Mastering Alchemy to clean out any of that energy that does keep you moving that direction. So yes, I heard that voice in the back of my head, but I did nothing about it. And I continued to go, and look, it all fell apart. Does that mean you created it? And then we're like, yeah, I manifested that falling apart. No, it's just you becoming more aware of maybe moments where we need to pause, step back, and move and rearrange things. So it's a big space that's opening. Go slow. And again, our favorite saying is, the slower you go, the faster you get there. And you'll see that theme here all throughout the month. And this, of course, plays into our second one here, which we've already touched on a little bit. And this is about breaking those old habits and patterns, and kind of more the way we think than necessarily the way we do things. Although there's a lot of unconsciousness that happens in the patterns of the way we do things, how we show up in the room, maybe words we repeat or we're known for because this is just what we say and do. So those kind of old ways and habits of how we behave and show up in the room, and this is how it is, this is what I expect to have happen. These are really actually big thought patterns that exist inside your space. With all of this new light that we have coming in, it's really adjusting your mind and the way that it works, which is good news. We definitely want to disrupt a lot of these old patterns that we haven't wanted for a long time. It's allowing us to break a lot of these energy cycles or change out of these things that just continue to loop over and over, the habit that you can't seem to get rid of. So that's an important place for us to look at as we kind of how we move from these changes and cycles into the next phase. And a lot of this actually occurs through what is your awareness, which is what we talked about just a little bit earlier. So your awareness invites the opportunity to step back and go, oh, maybe there's another piece to the puzzle here. Maybe I should move the box to the left before adding a new box to the pile. Or like the strawberries, maybe there's something that I can get at the grocery store that's going to increase and open more opportunities for me later. So this kind of how you're moving through and thinking about things and rearranging and creating and going about your daily life, these are big opportunities to rethink. And how does this impact on generational change? Well, this can impact everything down from how you think about money, how you think about your work, how and what you contribute into the world. These are kind of big things and understandings about how you are, who you are, and the way you see the world and how you want to interact with it. So there's a lot of thought patterns that are being interrupted with all of this light and that heart expansion energy, which is truly just your smile. It's just you being you and loving you and showing up in the world and going, hey, I'm here. Let's have some fun. It's an exciting place to play. So how can we expand and get the most out of breaking these patterns? It actually has more to do with interrupting your thought. So just like the Grand Canyon, it is a deep, long river. These trains of thoughts and the way we think and the constructions of how we think and what we expect to have happen, these are old, long, big, deep rivers. So to make a river and ask a river to up and move, it's a little bit difficult. So it requires this disruption. And so disrupting any of your basic patterns during the day. Let's say you brush your teeth with your right hand, switch, go to your left. If you drive one way to work, great, take a detour, go another way. So find ways where you can make different choices. Maybe you always pick chocolate ice cream. This month, you might want to try strawberry. So however you can to try and disrupt these patterns of thinking, that's going to create more awareness and more openings for those moments of, I wonder if it would be different. Or, oh, I can't believe I always thought that way. This is a new idea that I've had. That's really going to be expanding and opening here. And so it's really exciting because some of these old patterns we haven't been able to break out of, right? Change is a cycle in which it kind of comes back. And if you're ready for it, you're like, great, let's go. I can shift it. But if you're not, it's something that can get to be too much to deal with. And when it is, that's when we kind of throw things to the backpack and we're like, nah, I can't deal with this. This is too much for me. I don't want to look at it. That's when all that stuff gets tossed into the backpack until the next time around it gets fired up and brought back out of the backpack and it's staring you in the face. So this is a big opportunity for a change for us to be able to pull those things out of our backpack without having them jumping into our face, staring at us as we kind of adjust and rearrange, which I would definitely recommend in all of this change. We really are in a new field, a new sense of consciousness, a new sense of awareness of ourselves. This heart space is huge. Our fields are very much lit up right now. So there is this kind of awkwardness as we kind of move into rewiring how we think and opening up into these new spaces. And we're not really quite sure how they work, or really maybe I don't know, or you don't feel like you know what you're doing. And that's okay. So give yourself a lot of grace this month. Give yourself a lot of patience. Maybe find time to eat more strawberries, or find something that brings you a lot of joy. Just step out, enjoy music and enjoy nature. Find something fun and new to do. So these are all things that are going to really help you move through this really awkward space. But the good news is, as we move through this awkward space, there is so much smooth on the other side, right? That's the synchronicities we were talking about, where, hey, your friend calls you and you just already have strawberries ready to go and a cup of tea on the table. And that's what that looks like. So it is really exciting. We are moving that direction, and you can create more ease for yourself in this whole process as you do give yourself more grace, going slow, and using those fantastic tools in Mastering Alchemy, the rose to clean up static energy, and the rays of creation to help you create more of what it is that you want in your life. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's always a pleasure to be with you. And we have more insights that happen each week inside of our newsletter. You can find that at masteringalchemy.com. And continue to post your comments below and questions. We've enjoyed answering them and hearing from you as all of this unfolds. And come play inside Mastering Alchemy. There is a whole lot more inside and a whole lot more to you. It'll be a great busy month. We hope to see you there, and I'll see you next time.